Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the predictions and breakdowns. Today we have UFC Fight Night Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodrigues, which is taking place on this Saturday, the 15th of February 2025, which is going to be a little bit of an early card, 4 p.m. Not too bad. A bit better of a card than last week. It is a fight night, but somehow it is still better. We're going to start with the prelims and with the main event, and we're going to get it done really quick. We are a little bit late on this. We're going to get it done, talk a little bit extensive about some of these fights, and skip over some of these boring ones like this one to start off the prelims. Julia Avila versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Now, Julia Avila is the equivalent of having a taxi driver come out of the woodworks to just fight Jacqueline Cavalcanti. If Jacqueline Cavalcanti loses this fight, she does not belong inside of the UFC. She does not belong anywhere. She doesn't belong anywhere within 5 feet of any gym that has any UFC fighters. She should be able to mop the floor with Avila. She should be able to absolutely maul this girl. The bantamweights are so far and few between that this girl's ranked number 16 in the world at bantamweight, and Avila is absolutely horrendous. Like, horrendous. She should lose by first round submission or knockout. Like, easily. She should. But Jacqueline Cavalcanti, being the lackluster puncher that she is, she will probably take this girl to a decision. It'll be boring. It'll be one of the worst fights I'll ever see to start off a fight night, or even a numbered card. I don't even know why this is a fight, to be completely honest. Avila should not even be in the UFC. This is probably her way out. She barely fights. She fights like once every 3 years, basically. Just get rid of her. We're going to move on next in the prelims. Walter Walker versus Don'Tale Mayes. I think Walter Walker's trash. The Lucas Bresky fight kind of proved it. Junior Taffa, he got him in a heel hook. What did he fucking do? If honestly, if we got back to the feet, Walter was going to get knocked out. Don'Tale Mayes is a little bit more complete of a heavyweight. He does take the max limit at 265. He is a bit heavier. He can wrestle a little bit. He's able to keep it on the feet if he has to. When it came to the fight against Shamil Gaziev, Gaziev was just kind of overwhelming with the pressure. But Don'Tale has nice hands. He's not that bad. Losing to the more decent heavyweights, not super big cans, but losing to guys that actually go somewhere inside their careers, like Sasaki, Rodrigo Nascimento, Shamil Gaziev. These are guys that actually have decent records, decent careers, or their prospects on the rise. And Don'Tale Mayes is just gonna probably dog walk Walter Walker, to be honest. It's probably just going to be a decision fest. Just lay and pray. I think Don'Tale Mayes, I think he's just going to be too heavy. I think his pressure is a little bit better, too. And I think Walter Walker doesn't see decisions too often. And I think usually when he goes to decisions, he kind of looks like shit inside those later rounds. And I think Don'Tale Mayes is a guy who has fought at this weight his whole career. Always moving forward. Always, always with the forward pressure, always trying to, get some combos started with his hands, and he hits hard, bro. So I think if Walter Walker steps in, gets to a second round where he's breathing a little bit heavy, Mayes hits to the body, hits to the hits to the nose, stops that breathing of Walker, slows him down. I think he gets him within 2 rounds. That's definitely going to happen. Next on the prelims, Vince Morales versus Elijah Smith. I think Elijah Smith's a little bit unproven. I don't think he has... I think a lot of these guys that have come into the UFC recently, a lot of these contenders, they're kind of unproven. They kind of look a little bit shitty. And Elijah Smith, he doesn't go. He doesn't put the pressure on like he should. And Vince Morales making his second stint inside the UFC, looking to make a statement. I think he can get it done. The fight against Hunter Azur is really good. Like, honestly, it's impressive. The Peruvian necktie was nice. Lost to Taylor Lapulus, lost all 3 rounds, unfortunately, which is, you can kind of see it happening. But Vince, I think can get a win on a young prospect kid who hasn't fought a vet of this nature. Get a win on his record, get back in the UFC with a nice win. I think Vince Morales here. I think he's just a little bit more, especially when it comes to the ground game. You're dealing with a guy who probably is going to be winging punches at Morales. Morales is going to slip and take him down, and then Smith's going to start gassing out. I think we're going to get to later rounds at this one. I think Vince is going to take it deep. I think he's just going to work Elijah Smith. I think he's going to make the kid remember why there's veterans in this game that are gatekeepers. And I think Vince is sitting inside the UFC at this point to be a 135 gatekeeper, seeing as I don't think he has a career 135 going to the title. I don't think he can make it that far anymore. I think he's more of a risen guy. I think he's more of a one championship guy. But, now that he's inside the UFC, he can test these prospects, and I guess we can see where they're at. We're going to move on next in the prelims. Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams. I got Chaos. I hate the Bonfim brothers, man. After that Nicholas W loss, it's very clear the Bonfim brothers have very big problems with gas tanks. Very big problems. Ismael, not Gabriel. Ismael has a problem with going. He holds a little bit too long sometimes. He has openings that he doesn't take. And Gabriel Bonfim's a guy who just kind of gasses out. He kind of just allows the later rounds to get away from him because he just feels like he's ahead. He feels like he's better. He feels like he's superior. If he can't get his grappling off, he feels lost. Now, Chaos Williams is a guy who's been around the fight game. He's been fighting all sorts of guys. Alex Morono, Salmelsberger, Bedoya. These are guys that have decent wrestling, decent grappling, and he stuffs them. He stuffs them and he knocks them out. So I like Chaos here. I think his hands are too much. I think Bonfim doesn't get knocked out, but I think he does get his ass whooped for 3 rounds. And I think he deals with a Chaos Williams who's coming into this fight, prepared, longer range, going to try and keep Bonfim off of him, stay at range, keep his length. That's where he flourishes inside these fights. And I think he's going to take Gabriel Bonfim to a long decision. I just don't see him getting a knockout. Bonfim's a little bit too sturdy. He did get knocked out by Dalby, but Dalby was just fucking working him, man. He was breathing, doing his weird breathing thing that he does, and he was just nuking Bonfim to the body, and it's just too much, man. When you get cracked with those big knees, and he's full on switch kneeing, hook and then switch and hook and fucking switch, and he's just crunching each single one. That's rough. It's rough. Oh, did they actually show you UFC records? That's cool. I didn't know that. What the fuck? Why don't I see this more often? That's crazy. Anyway, we're going to move on next on the prelims. Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilar. Rafael Estevam has a problem in the 3rd round. Jesus doesn't seem to have a problem ever. This dude seems like he's always on par. His guillotine's nasty as fuck. He's put guys away. Stuart Nicole, decent grappling, put him away. Shannon Ross, overhand right. I mean, that's a shitty win. Ferreira, submission win. Another shitty win. I think Estevam probably going to win the fight, but I'd like to see Jesus Aguilar get a submission win. That'd be kind of crazy. Lock up a guillotine or get him in the later stages of the fight where Rafael starts to fade out. I like decision, though. I like, because I think if Jesus Aguilar is going to lose, he's going to lose by decision. He's been in there with better guys, in my opinion. He's been around, and he always looks sharp when he's in there. Inside the UFC, 3-1, he's got 3 in a row. 2 finishes. I think he's got it. I think he's going to keep pushing forward, keep making a run at 125. Both these guys miss weight quite often. I think these guys probably should move up at this point. But Estevam, beating Charles Johnson, losing the 3rd round, winning 29-28. I think he's just a better, too much of a pressure grappler for Aguilar to do a whole lot. If he does, again, I'd love to see him win, though. I'd love to see him get through, get something done. It's just, I don't know. I think his hands are probably better than Estevam. It's just how long are we going to stay up, right? We're going to have a guy who's literally marching down Jesus the whole fight. And it's not going to look good. We all know it's not going to look good. It's going to be aggressive. It's just going to be I don't know. I want to see if Estevam can pick it up, because if we're going 5 rounds, dude, you're not going 5. This kid's not going 5 rounds. He will not make it 5 rounds. His gas tank will not allow him. Charles Johnson was working this kid in the 3rd round, man. He has problems, and Jesus, I think, can implement some game plan changes in the middle of the fight to exploit that. We're going to move next on the prelims. Jared Flash Gordon versus Mashrab John Ruzaboyev. Jesus fucking Christ. We're going Jared Gordon. I think Ruzaboyev is just kind of I don't know. He hasn't really fought anyone. If I'm being honest, like these guys are nobodies. They're all just Russians and fucking Kyrgyzstans and fucking people who you've never heard of because they don't actually fight anyone worth mentioning, like whatsoever. Like, who is this, bro? Danyara Ismailov. Bro, this guy just gets fucking wrecked. This guy just gets wrecked all the time. Dude, he just gets wrecked. He just gets knocked out consistently. This guy just, like, fights to get knocked out. What is the fucking point? What is the point of even fighting anymore? You lost 4. Dude, this guy won 1 fight. He lost his amateur debut. Said, wait, what? How did you have an amateur? That makes no sense. You had an amateur debut after you were a professional for fucking 20 fights? Does that even make sense? Hello? This dude won his first professional fight. This dude won by triangle choke, and he was so fucking excited. He's like, dude, I'm going to go back. I want to go back. And he proceeds to lose 4 in a row. He lost by knockout to a dude that has only beaten him. This dude, look at this. This dude lost to a guy who was 1-1 or 0-1, and he's like, fuck it. I'm going to get signed. I want to fight a guy who doesn't win. So they signed him this guy who's lost literally 3 fights in a row, and he gets knocked out in the first round. That should have been your first indicator this guy sucks ass. And he only beat that guy by majority decision. Fuck Ruzaboyev. Gordon by knockout. I don't give a shit. Gordon by finish. Watch him finish him in the second round. Watch Ruzaboyev go fucking out cold. Watch it. It's going to happen. His hands are too fast. Clinch work's too good. Ruzaboyev looks like he's 104 and he's 28. Fuck him. He's going to lose. Jared Flash Gordon wins. Round 2 knockout. Mark my words. We're going to move on. What is it? What do they call it? The prelim. It was something prelim of the evening. Highlight. Fuck, I don't know what it's called. I'm just going to keep talking. Featured. That's what it's called. Jesus, I can't think of the word. Feature prelim of the evening. Angela Hill taking on Ketlin Souza. Angela Hill. And if she loses, it's going to be another close decision where Angela Hill loses... Literally always loses close decisions. I don't know how it's even possible. I thought she beat Ricci. I thought she beat Dern. Actually, no. I thought she lost to Dern. Never mind. That's the fight where it was just a mauling, right? That was like the... Yeah, that was a mauling. That was just a 5-round mauling. Hill, I just feel like it's just better than Souza. Souza's just kind of shit, low-key. Hasn't really fought anyone worth mentioning except for Yasmin Yaragui, who has just come out as a can. She just gets knocked out every fucking time in the first round. This time she got submitted right after. But basically her best win being Marnik, man, fuck off. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. You lost to body kicks. You've lost to leg kicks. Carnelosi's knocking you out. Angela Hill can definitely piece you up. World champion kickboxer. Absolute devastating power still. This girl's nasty as fuck. Got her first submission in her entire career just last year at 40 or basically 40 years of age. I think she's got it. I think Angela Hill's going to just impress the crowd. I think Ketlin Souza is just a little bit too slow. I think the kickboxing of Angela Hill is so complex and so full that Ketlin Souza is just going to be frozen. I think it's just going to be a matter of outpointing and a matter of Angela Hill overcoming the fact that she always loses these fucking close decisions. There's not much more to talk about. I mean, it's just going to be a kickboxing fight. It's going to be 3 rounds. Most likely, but I'd love to see her knock her out if she can. We're going to start off the main card, Jose Delgado versus Connor Matthews. We're going Jose Delgado. Just a really, really aggressive boxer. Good takedowns. The clinch work is nice. The knees inside are nice. Good feints. Very, very, what's the word? Accurate. Strategic. Placement. Very beautiful. Just very clean. The striking is beautiful. Connor Matthews lost to Denis Bajukka. That's a fucking problem for me. That's a huge problem for me because he just wins a decision over Yair Faras. And then he comes in and he gets knocked out in the 3rd round by Denis Bajukka, who, by the way, not that good. Like, honestly, not that good at all. I would probably like to see Matthews fight someone worse to start off, because this is a real prospect. In my opinion, like, Delgado is a real prospect, dude. This guy fights often. And when you see a guy fight this much, this is scary shit. This guy has fought 9 times in 2 years. Dude, that's fucking scary. Like, that's scary. That means this guy's putting in real work. This is a real guy who's putting in real work and wants to see results now. Delgado's going to knock out Connor Matthews early. Very early, mind you. Delgado, probably round 1 knockout. Looks good. I don't mind the round 2. I wouldn't touch the Brown prop. I would just touch it in general. Jose Delgado, let's just see what it is right now. Let's just check DraftKings. We'll check it real quick. I know we're degenerates. Sorry, guys. I know, guys. I know. It's okay. Delgado by knockout. Plus 180? Are you fucking kidding me? Stack that shit. Stack it. I'm telling you, stack it. Stack it. Delgado's going to knock out Connor Matthews. Connor Matthews is just not that good. It's just realistic. We're going to move on next on the main card. Adolfo Vieira versus Andre Petroski. We're going Vieira. The black belt hunter is going to probably submit Petroski. Listen, if Brian Battle can get Petroski in a ninja choke, Vieira is going to catch him in whatever the fuck he wants to catch him in. This guy's a real black belt hunter. He's a real demon. This guy's a world champion jiu-jitsu master. He's got decent hands. He can hang up on the feet. We're not going to be on the feet for very long, dude. We're going to the ground. Andre Petroski is also a wrestler. We're going to the ground. Petroski has hands, too. He's knocked out plenty of guys. He's going to try and stay on his feet. It's just not going to work. The grappling's too complex in this situation. And we're not dealing with a Kron Gracie who's going to lay on his ass and stay back. Actually, Andre Petroski is part of the Gracie family schools. So we're going to see Adolfo Vieira just take him down, work Andre Petroski on the ground, get him in another arm triangle. We're going to see Vieira get his hand raised again after beating 2 guys in a row with arm triangles. He's going to get a third. He's going to find Petroski on the ground. He's going to open him up. He's going to find the perfect fucking spot. He wants to go side control. He can do that. North-south choke. Let's see it. Let's see it. You want to do an anaconda choke? Let's wrap it up. Let's see what we got. I want to see what Vieira got. I want to see a nasty submission. I want to see it early. And I want to see Petroski fucking tapping. Because after that knockout against Jacob Malkoun, I cannot believe the shit I'm seeing. And the decision victory over Dylan Budka? Decision? What the fuck are we doing, dude? No. That's a no from me, bro. We're going to move on. Next on the main card. Ismail Bonfim versus Nazim Sadikov. We're going Nazim Sadikov. Dangerous striking. Bonfim's going to get clipped. He leaves his hands down, man. Watch the Vince Pichel fight. Is it Vince Pichel? He leaves his hands down. It doesn't matter if you're winning the fight, dude. You can't leave your hands down like that. And he's waiting too long. Even though he's up on strikes in that fight, he was waiting too long for Pichel. Pichel would leave openings. He would wait. And then he'd throw when it's danger zone. You can't throw when it's danger zone against Sadikov. Sadikov is going to catch you. This guy took out McKinney, took out Evan Elder. Arguably could have taken out Borshev. He could have, but Borshev almost fucking took him out. It's just Bonfim is just gonna get caught. I think he's gonna get caught early, and he's gonna get put in a position where he's nervous and he can't get out of it. He can't do anything. And Sadikov's got nice chokes too. Like, it's not like he can't do the groundwork either. So I would be very careful if I was Ismail Bonfim. We're going to be working at similar range. The kickboxing of Sadikov's going to be very, very nice. And we're going to see if he can just chop that leg out of Bonfim. Because if he can stop the movement of Bonfim, I think it's going to be very beneficial for Sadikov. Sadikov just needs to stop the lower movement of Bonfim, stop him from switching stances, and just start piecing him up on the feet, because he leaves his hands down. He gets tired in the later stages of the fight. Let's see what we can do late. Nazim Sadikov definitely going to win that fight, in my opinion. Next on the main card, we're barely going to talk about this one. Edmund Shabazian versus Dylan Budka. Dylan Budka is getting knocked out. Edmund Shabazian is going to fucking get wrestle-fucked for probably 1 round. He's going to lose the first round. He's going to come out in the second round and just starch Dylan, because Dylan has no gas tank. This guy cannot move. He is a blob. He weighed in at 188.5 his last fight against fucking Andre Petroski. He tried to weight bully Andre Petroski, the weight bully. Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Who are you? You gassed out in the first round, bro. Edmund Shabazian also gassed out in the first round after almost knocking out Jared Mearshart. Guess what? Different fucking change of pace. When you knock down Dylan Budka, it is over. It is over. Dylan Budka will give up. I got Edmund Shabazian by knockout early. Honestly, let's see what this is. I bet you it's decent. Damn, the Grizzlies are down 24. Jesus. You guys suck. Oh my god, by knockout plus 125? Guys, what are we doing here? Oh my god. You bet that parlay Jose Delgado KO, Edmund Shabazian KO. Oh my god, plus 530. What the fuck are we doing? Okay, we're going to move on. Again, Dylan Booker, ass. Terrible. Grappler, he's a big wrestler. Terrible. Trash. Edmund Shabazian, big knockout artist. Good. Very good. Co-main event of the evening. If you guys haven't already, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. We have Calvin Kattar versus Yusuf Zalal. I want to pick Calvin Kattar so fucking bad, but Yusuf Zalal's grappling has improved so rapidly that I can't. Calvin Kattar has problems when it comes to grapplers. He does very well when it's just stand-up artists, and we're dealing with a guy that can do it all, and Yusuf Zalal's a real prospect. He's a real guy who's come back to the fucking UFC after losing his first stint. He's won 3 in a row in the UFC, all by choke, all within the first 2 rounds. He's looking to get a 4th. He's looking to make a statement at 145. He's looking to make a run, and will the Boston finisher be able to stop him? I don't know. I like Calvin Kattar a lot. Aljamain Sterling loss was bad. You got fucking backstrapped for 3 rounds. Arnold Allen loss. Your knee is a little bit of a worry. I want to see if he can come back and deal with Zalal, but I got Zalal by choke. I got him by rear naked choke. I see Calvin Kattar just getting submitted. But the thing is, too, you have Aljamain Sterling, who arguably is one of the greatest grapplers at bantamweight, and even he couldn't fucking get him at featherweight. He couldn't choke him out, and he backstrapped him the whole time. So if you can't submit him that way, how are you gonna get Calvin Kattar? So you're probably looking at over 2.5 rounds in that fight. What's that paying? Minus 230. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. I like Yusuf Zalal. He's just better. Younger, faster. The grappling is going to be a problem. The Muay Thai is a fucking issue. The leg kicks are nasty. Kattar's going to have a bit of a problem when it comes even on the feet. And if we go to the ground, bigger problem, because I haven't seen any improvement in the grappling from Kattar. He's looked as bad as he ever has. And it's just the grappling. That's the big approach, is that if Zalal uses the grappling, Calvin's going to falter. Now we're going to move on to the main event evening. Again, if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodrigues. Now, I'm picking Gregory Robocop Rodrigues. The reason being, Robocop is just... Dude, he's somehow fucking 32 years of age, even though he does not look 32 years of age. He's fighting a very old Jared Cannonier who's on his way out. He's almost 41 years of age. Lost by knockout versus Nasruddin Imavov. Just got caught perfectly. Kyle Barhalio almost caught him. Just doesn't have the same type of power that these other guys have. Gregory Rodrigues has real fucking power, man. He's a real problem. He's a real problem, and he's got 5 rounds to work. 5 rounds to work versus Jared Cannonier is a fucking problem. And Gregory just comes back always. Even when he gets cracked, he keeps coming back. We got some issues, man. Because I don't know how Jared's going to deal with the major power. Excuse me, the major power that is coming his way. The hands of Robocop. The how big he is, dude. There's going to be so much weight in front of him. There's just so much there. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's kind of tough. It's tough for me to pick, but I like Robocop by knockout. I see it under 3.5 rounds, just torching him, finding the clean strikes on Jared Cannonier. It's just, I love Cannonier, man. I really do. Again, recently, almost every single one of my favorite fighters have been knocked out recently. Almost every single one. There's just nothing he can do. Realistically, there's nothing that Cannonier is going to be able to do. He's in a bad position in this fight. He's in a really bad position. Like, dude. I don't want to see him get knocked out. I don't. But we're going to see him probably get knocked out. I think Jared Cannonier and his rocks are going to have to retire. I think he's going to have to put the rocks out of his pocket. I think he's going to have to put the stones down, put those gloves down after this fight and retire. I mean, he's still top 10 in the world, man. But after this, I don't know how much longer he's going to be top 10. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll make sure to see you guys on Thursday which is tomorrow, I guess, for the betting talk. I am having my Valentine's Day dinner, so it might be Friday instead. We will see. And I'll see you guys on Saturday for the live stream. If you guys are not going to tune in for the betting talk, I'll see you guys all later. Hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you later. Peace.